So what's going on there, guys? So I've got something that's been on my mind, something I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. No, it's not sex or Chipotle burritos. What it is simply the current state of the way that FPS is going, the direction they are going, and it's unforgivable in my opinion, and it's something that I've been thinking about how to express in a video for a long time because I feel enough of the community is actually not addressing these, and it's becoming quite a joke. It's becoming normal for these things to occur and without any punishment or concerns in the path. So I'm kind of like, all right then. So the way I see it, these people, these developers are pumping out these games to get out to their street date on time, and they're not in working fashion. There's so many problems, be it server side, netcode issues, or just completely have no respect for the community or their game and have released an unbalanced piece of shit. Now, of course, it's disgusting, to be honest, but I feel like there should be some kind of law or some kind of actual arrangement in place for them to have the right and obligation to tell us as the consumer, as the people that purchase their games and make them who they are. It should be their right to let us know before we put our money into the game that, oh, hey, this isn't working or the servers are messed up. They should be required to give us this kind of information before they release this game. Now, I know they have all those random things that you have to accept when it comes down to it to make sure they're not liable. I get that. There are protections in place so they don't get sued out of the asshole when they release a broken game. But there should be something in place saying that they have to at least state when something's wrong. They make cigarette packs have those, disclaimers on them and those little warnings that, hey, you're gonna get cancer if you smoke this, but here, smoke this. You know what I mean? I feel like almost everything else in this world operates as it should, but video game developers get away with just murder, man. It's just ridiculous the way things are changing now, and it's saddening, to be honest. Now, if I go to McDonald's right now and order a meal, and I'm like, yo, I'd like a bacon cheeseburger with no tomato, no lettuce, and they give me one with tomato and lettuce, I can go right back to them and say, hey, you messed this up. And what are they going to do? They're going to suck my dick in the dirty bathroom and then give me a new one. They're going to be nice. They're going to add something on top. Here's a free value meal next time. You know what I mean? They're generous. You've ever gone, and it's rare when it happens, but you ever go and sit down at like a steakhouse and the steak is underprepared, this is just the worst service ever. You can complain to them, and they'll generally give you the meal free, maybe even compensate you for your time to encourage you to come back and give you a free dinner next time or a free appetizer. You know what I mean? Those things, when something is wrong and you participate in something and you pay for something, you can go back and get your money back if it's not what you paid for or something along the lines of that. Now, that's how most of the things work in the world. You pay for what you get. And in my opinion, if I pay for a video game and it's broken, I should not only be able to get my money back anytime along the period, but you should also have some kind of law or arrangement in place to say, hey, our shit's broken, and that needs to be something we should be able to consider before we purchase this price. And that's just how I feel about it. Now, let's take an example. Like, look at Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 was a heaping pile of shit. The game came out, it took a whole year before their game was working. That is ridiculous. Yes, we know the release date was in October of 2013, but it doesn't actually work until October 2014. So you know what I mean? That should not be how it is. And you know it was next level fucked up because they actually introduced a CTE, a community test environment, an entirely different, thing that you'd have to download, the same size as the game, just to play something where they can test things out to get the game working and balanced and everything so that the game was, in fact, working as the product should be at launch. And the funny catch with that one is people that actually put their money into the game were not able to participate in the CTE. You had to be a premium member, spending that extra $50 on top to even participate in a working version of the game, or a far advanced version that had better qualities at hand. And that kind of stuff is disgusting that they can just keep shitting all over us as players, as people that buy their games, and nobody says or does anything to this. They're not punished, they're not corrected, and it's because of pre-orders and other things. Once they have our money, they have no incentive to give a fuck about their game. And they can just let it be in whatever state they want. It took a whole year for a game getting work. I bet if there was no money for them to be made, and if something was of consequence or error or something where they couldn't make money, that game would have been fixed within a month. I guarantee it would have been running flawlessly. But they had so many other resources and manpower working on the next DLC to make more money that it wasn't working for us like it should have been at the start. Look at Destiny. Destiny has some of the worst hit detection in the game. The connection base, there's some issues like that. Not to mention balancing things. But I guess we can't punish them for creating a bad game in those aspects where things aren't working. And the one time they did try to fix a map, which should be something that should be base, you know, there should be map balance. The competence should be there. They tried to fix blind watch. They actually made it worse. Things like this and gun balance should be something that they take into consideration and test out before it is pumped out to the public. This should not be forgivable. This should be something that they need to work on and pump out. A perfect example would be when they actually released the DLC The Dark Below within Destiny, and every one of the new weapons was at the bottom tier of its weapon class. The Fourth Horseman was the worst shotgun that you can get. The No Land Beyond is laughable. The Necrochasm, the hardest to achieve gun in the game, worst in category. And the rocket launcher, which is a rocket launcher, still underperforms heavily. So, do you guys not test these things? How do you have the ability to pump these out to us? And it's clear to see that they don't test any of this shit before they put it out. And it's sad, man. It's sad that we put our money into these things and we support these franchises and these developers, and it's because of our memories of how games used to be. Preying on us that, oh, I hope this Call of Duty is not as bad as the last one, and they just keep preying at our hope and our wishes, and they're remembering of the good times when games were actually working properly and there were no problems with connections and stuff like that. But those times are long gone, and now it's becoming a joke. FPS and gaming in general is crazy. And like I said about balance, that's something that they should have under control. There's no excuse for something like that. In many situations, League of Legends, MOBAs for example, they sell things that are overpowered just to encourage people to buy them, and then they backtrack, and then they nerf them a couple weeks later after people have purchased all of them. You know, I don't understand some of the incompetence in the development scene right now. It's just kind of crazy, to be honest. And then look at Halo. The Master Chief Collection is still in one of the worst states that I've ever seen for a video game. 100 days plus right now. I saw an article on it. 100 days plus right now. It's not working for the majority. There's still problems. Can't even get in games. Like, hello, red flag. Like, why is this becoming the norm? Why is this a thing? And I just felt like I needed to vent. I felt like I needed to talk about this and encourage you guys to stop pre-ordering games unless they're at a discount. There's a website that I buy mine from personally, and I could pre-order a game for like 40 bucks, 30 bucks, and I'm like, okay, so if it ends up a total heap of shit, at least I didn't spend a full $60. I'm a little bit better about that. I can sleep easier at night. And if you want to know that, you can find that link down in the description below if you want. But I believe those only apply to PC games, so again, that's just not for the entire community in general. But you know what I mean? Like, we should not have to worry about that. You know, I'm kind of scared now to pre-order another Battlefield title. And it's forcing me to be a little bit more alert and a little bit more scared of pre-ordering titles in general. It's something I don't do. I haven't pre-ordered the DLC. I didn't buy Dark Below until it was time. I know not to invest in premium packages on top of the games anymore. It's a very scary situation and era that gaming is just evolving into. And I don't know why there's not something in play to protect us, the consumers, the ones that make their franchises everything, the ones that pay for these things. They should be required to tell us that there are flaws in the machine, and that's just how I feel. Let me know what you guys feel down below. I know this is kind of a rant video. I'm generally all about being, you know, an educator and teacher and try to make you guys laugh and stuff. But this is something that's just been on my mind for a long time. And I'm curious to see if you guys feel the same. And if you do, be sure to leave a like on the video. Share it around. Let me know what you guys think. But for now, have a great day, guys. And again, be aware of what you do when it comes down to pre-ordering titles. And, of course, the premium packages as well. We need to start fighting back at some point. And the best way to do that is by cutting their numbers and just completely confronting them upright on social media and, you know, public situations like that. So thank you guys for your time. Have a great evening.